What up? What's going on? New Game in Order. This is Alex Lexus, co-producer, co-CEO, coming at you on your knees. Today, you'll see the cast is kind of thin. I was trying to get everybody together, but I guess there might be. I know Shinwar was a little busy, and I guess I was sending the Skype calls out. But the good thing with Skype, they can patch in whenever. So, like, I'm gonna start making it a habit to start before 8:30 every Thursday for consistency for the sake of the screw attack side of things and whatnot. So, Chris, any words for the audience before we get started? Because it's a dual show today, man.
Hello.
You see, always messing around. This guy. All right, new gaming order fans. Piece of news: YouTube went 60 frames. Now
It,
it's for the first time. I have to say, I looked at Maximilian doing Killer Instinct in On Your Knees, man, that looks really good. It's almost close to the like you're actually seeing the game, like live. Now with Goken 86, I was looking at Lords of the Fallen. For some reason, yeah, it looks smooth, but I'm like trying to figure. And Chris, you saw that video, right? Like I don't know. I sped it up. I did like times two, and it looked like the 60 frames. Is the frame rate in that game like locked at 30 or?
I didn't spend too much. I actually haven't touched that game yet, to be honest.
Uh,
Uh, I don't really know much about the technical stuff on it. I
yeah.
have to look it up. Uh, Give it a PC game. It was also released on consoles, right?
That I'm not sure yet because that one. Like I know Garvin was.
Especially that was Cap. Was that Capcom that did that one?
I don't think so. Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get these guys back in here while we wait.
Please, Lords of the Fallen.
But
Okay.
mainly the point being like with the frame rate, it was just like okay, it's still showing YouTube 60 frames per second 1080p, and I'm like okay, that's a great thing for us streaming, and you're streaming from your consoles or whatnot. Now that just adds a whole new dynamic
Yo,
to this
guys.
thing. Hey Gokin, what's up? We're already live, man. We're trying to get you earlier. We're talking about YouTube and the 60 frames per second upgrade to Google Chrome. So
Oh man,
yeah,
yeah. I'm in the data center right now. I'm in the basement.
oh, okay.
I'm in like the basement, but I should be done in like 30 more minutes, and I'll jump back on. We're still
Uh,
on.
yeah. You can just patch in at any time. We're live, so we'll get you going.
All right, cool. Sorry about
No problem.
that.
Oh crap! New game in order. I went and whiffed that one. All right, but we're still good to go. But yeah, back on the YouTube 60 frames per second. That's great for us small companies or small YouTubing channels. Now you get to see the games in their full glory in the way that they were intended. Now, with the what Legend of Korra I've been playing as of late, I'm gonna try and get that to 60 frames. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, Chris, when you start streaming, I'm sure you have a PC rig that can handle that, right?
Yeah, I'm doing Dark Souls 2 with almost no issue. There are a few spots where it lags out, but that's because I went kind of cheap on my card. I checked the specs for the we talked about it yesterday, Assassin's Creed Unity,
Yeah.
and my video card allegedly can't even handle the basic requirements, so might be time for an upgrade.
Now, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Can you tell the audience the ridiculous requirements for freaking Assassin's Creed
Oh,
Unity for the
it's
PC?
it's like trying to play Crisis. That's the only thing I compare it to with Crisis.
It's a
I
crisis
basically
trying
just
to
want the
get
sec.
your computer to that level. That's a crisis right there. Unbelievable. But continue. Oh
Yeah,
shoot.
Crisis was the benchmark for putting your PC to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were lagging for a sec there. That's why I kind of stopped.
No,
But
go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be. They're really trying to push the envelope. So I don't know if these graphics are overstated. I haven't looked too much into it because the third one kind of turned me off to the whole series, so I wasn't really paying too much attention to it.
Okay.
But I'd have to see it in action. So who the hell knows what's going on in the background? If is it poorly optimized? If
Mm-hmm.
the PC requirements are that high, how's it going to compare on the consoles when the consoles are
Exactly.
nowhere near that powerful?
Exactly my point. Unless you have like an MSI laptop or something that has like a gratuitous amount of RAM and some crazy NVIDIA dual whatever like Goken 86 has, there's some craziness, but wow, that's like really pushing it. And considering like the consoles, yeah, they're locked at certain settings, and that's just the advantages of having a PC. You can always gut it and do upgrades. But what in Assassin's Creed Unity needs all of that resource from a machine? You know what I mean? Like that's insane. You know, but
I'd have to look at the. You know what? Let's take a look at some screenshots, shall we?
okay,
Assassin's Creed Unity.
and doing that on the
Um,
on the fly. Now, you know what? In past Assassin's Creed's game, like the first Assassin's Creed, I remember when you're in like the villages and you're actually walking and bumping into people. I remember it required just a lot of processing to
yeah,
make that happen.
they could be doing a lot more with the AI, having more AI units on screen. That
Uh,
could be one thing they need all that processing power for,
Yeah.
which is probably what's going on. Maybe they're revamping the combat system to be more taxing.
Mhm.
Graphically, at least these screenshots that I'm seeing look pretty good.
Okay.
So there could be the lighting looks really well done. You can see all sorts of shadows and reflections.
Yeah.
So some of these I can't even tell if they're drawn or if they're actually system generated.
Now
So
speaking of lighting effects, the lighting effects in Lord of the Fallen. When I saw Goken 86 playing, I'm like, man, that looks really freaking good. That it was like almost like moving CG from how it looked on YouTube. But man, they're really
especially
pushing the envelope on
yeah,
this stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
with 60 frames, it'll look even better.
Yeah.
So we gotta wait till they put more stuff out for it, then we can see why it demands that much.
Mhm. Okay. Now, moving on to the next topic, bungees and hot water. Hot water, hot water.
Tesla content,
Yeah.
yay!
Now, Bungie explains why some of the DLC is on the disc. Now, I have the digital one, so I don't really have too much of an issue. I didn't even know, but I know that there were a couple articles where people had access to the DLC areas rolling around
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
You
I
know.
read about that. People were able to glitch themselves into the areas. They were empty, but they were in there.
Now, the problem with that is, you see, I don't think the gaming companies understand, but I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, like the way at which they deliver the media. Like, let's say you put everything as DLC, and I'm not in any way reneging of what I said back in the past, and I still maintain my position, like Angry Joe and Alpha Omega Sin. It's like DLC it should be download things that you download. I remember he made this funny video like with the Asura's Wrath and Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It's almost as if okay, the stuff is there. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't have the internet, hey, that you would get the game. That's that. But trying to piece it out and string it along, I know that even Noble was saying that, hey, companies got to survive. I get that, but the thing that the companies messed up on was completely depending on DLC to kind of siphon extra money out of honest paying customers. You know, and people are justifiably angry that it's like, man, the DLC is not really DLC. Honestly, for me to have that feeling that I got something new, I would rather them you know, go like a year or 6 months, not 6 months, and then put some data out. To have it all prepared like that is like, damn, you already had the intent to piece the game out and freaking siphon the shit out of our wallets. But what are your thoughts on that? On your knees?
All right. Well, some of these companies are doing clear cash grabs. I'm just gonna throw out the two big ones, which you probably know which ones I'm gonna say: EI and Activision.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
They're
Capcom is in that bunch.
yeah, that's I can understand their reason, but I think it's just rather straight up laziness, and it goes to what you said. They're they're I don't want to use the word scheme, but their plan to make money in this game includes milking all the DLC they can. This is pre-planned from the start. It's not
Mm.
like in the old days where you make a game. Oh, look, this game did good. Let's make an expansion pack.
There you go.
They were often standalone. First games I remember of expansion packs were oddly enough Blizzard games, but that's what I was into back then.
Yeah.
They were standalone. You need the first disc, you just pop the second disc, install and go. But um,
Yeah.
they're
Nowadays, that second disc would be DLC or some crap.
plus they can build out extra areas. Maybe crunch time came through. They couldn't build it out, so okay, wrap that shit up, put it on DLC. But there are a whole host of other problems with the game, but I haven't played it, so I don't want to comment on those.
Yeah.
But it goes to the whole thing where they're milking it for everything they can to get out of it. And from what I hear, there's not even that much. It's like one map and one dungeon. That's all there is, right? It's not even that much.
Yeah, and the thing with Destiny though, it's supposedly planned for 10 years worth of DLC, you know. And and Nelson even said that they're not going to make 10 years. No way. You know, by then these consoles will be on the way out and we're ready for the next one. Who the hell is going to buy DLC at that stage in the game, you know?
They already made their money back, which is the sad thing.
I know, and you know the funny thing with Destiny as a whole, I think it was a victim of its own hype, and just like what happened with the first Fable, what Peter Molyneux and and all that.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah,
Peter Molyneux syndrome.
Yeah, it's now like, oh, Destiny's supposed to be this big epic thing, and it's just pretty much an MMO first person shooter. You know.
Not even that. It's less than Borderlands. I have to throw that out there. From what I'm being told.
Ooh, that's yeah, that's a Mike Tyson, Opie and Anthony uterus shot. You know.
It's all this massive hype, and they had no idea what they were getting into. That's the biggest thing. They probably didn't have enough people experienced people from MMOs to tell them, all right, don't do this. You're gonna fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
They went in, did all this grindy shit because that's what they thought. It's like people who thought they knew what MMOs were about, who haven't played them, made this game.
Oh, so they pulled a Leroy Jenkins, pretty much.
Yeah, they ran in half-cocked, yelling Leroy Jenkins, but they made this game. They wanted to focus on the grind, but they made this shit too random, and they knew there wasn't enough content, so that may be why they put more of the grind stuff in.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I was thinking about maybe getting on a PC, but not with the way it's going now. Hell no.
Yeah. All right. Well, and I'm not ripping on Destiny, but okay, Bungie had made there's a downloadable boss, new mission. Okay, bam, right? People were exploiting the fact that you can make the boss fall off the ledge and whatever. So now,
okay.
People were, abusing, and that's the thing. But freaking, what type of gamers are in there? That's no fun. Like, do it the old-fashioned way. Like beat the boss, shoot him down, like coordinate with your fire team. But no, people found a way to knock the boss off the ledge and end the mission. Easy level ups, right? So you got that. Then Bungie supposedly made the boss harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's still an issue. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to pull the article up now, but it's like, come on now. The loot caves and all that other stuff, it's just like gamers just have to mess it up for everybody, and then Bungie got to go in there and play police. You're like, hey, you can't do this, you can't play our game like that. I'm like, man, it's like a seesaw battle. You know what I mean? Bungie, yeah, go ahead.
Bungie for making a subpar game.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? For the audience, that's the only reason why I got Destiny. And the same thing for Sunset Overdrive. I'm going to wait for Shinwar for that one because I'm kind of like, I have buyer's remorse with that game because I'm actually enjoying a digital only game, Legend of Korra, over Sunset Overdrive right now. So I'm like, we'll see. We'll see. Matter of fact, moving on to the next topic, Nintendo is on the upswing right now. They have seen a surge in sales, and that's all attributed to Smash Brothers. Pending release. And some would say Bayonetta 2 helped move some units, but on your knees is usually our Nintendo expert, him and Goken 86. But can you shed some light on Nintendo's recent stroke of, I wouldn't say luck, but good
Yeah,
fortune?
this was expected. It's not a surprise. Smash Brothers sells units, just like Mario Kart sold a bunch of units. There was a massive upswing of consoles when that game came out.
Yeah,
This one, this one will sell, like I was telling you earlier. The next quote unquote real Legend of Zelda will sell units, not the Dynasty Warriors ripoff. And at least for me, the reason why I was going to get one was for X2, which is out, I think, first half sometime next year.
uh-huh,
So you'll see consoles move for those games,
yeah.
and hopefully they'll be able to get more third-party support thrown at them, so that they could get more content on there.
But the thing with third party though is Nintendo would have this like, hey, we don't need you, our first party stuff. I mean, from what I've been gathering, like they're just like, hey.
No, they just can't get anyone. They can't get EA to put shit on there.
But then again,
Oh,
Nintendo has to start making hardware that can fit the vision of these developers. You know what I mean? Like they're still on this. They're always behind. They're always behind. So
not I wouldn't say they're necessarily behind, but they've always been different. The GameCube, Wii, and now the Wii U, they were just quirky. Is the best way I could put it. They're their own thing. They usually have some type of wacky gimmick. GameCube not so much, but I guess maybe the small little discs. But that the console had a bunch of great games. They were even good third party games on there. But
yeah,
they've always been like that. So I wouldn't expect them to go mainstream. That maybe in the next generation, if they do make another console, you might see it.
yeah,
Considering how weak comparatively the current consoles are,
yeah.
they have a chance to step up and blow the other two out of the water.
I think Nintendo has a good chance of making a comeback, but still, like I don't know about them breaking Microsoft and Sony spirit at this point because they're like firmly planted. Even with Microsoft having like dismal sales in Japan, they more than made up for that in China. They pushed like 175,000 units. You know what I mean? So that's that's a territory that Sony hasn't gotten into yet. And I guess that country was just fiending for a console, and for them to pick up a U.S. console like that's something. But I mean, we'll see. Like Nintendo is picking up for their first party, but we'll see how that turns out going down the line. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now there was another topic that I had, but still on Nintendo. Now, New Gaming Order fans, it's funny. Nintendo is still trying so hard to get rid of that kitty image that Bayonetta 2 all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
was getting some link up with Playboy. I,
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious? The Hugh Hefner man and Nintendo work. I'm like that is so not like Nintendo. That's like, wow. Wow, what are
Well,
your thoughts on that?
it was probably more than likely Nintendo of Japan that did this, because as we all know, Nintendo of America has a reputation for being a bunch of fucking pussies. Especially way
Pusa.
back in the Super Nintendo Genesis days with Mortal Kombat. They had a chance to bury Genesis, but Mortal Kombat brought that system out from the grave.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But Nintendo really went on a limb with this one. Like I saw that porn star dressed up as Bayonetta. Like I'm like, are you for real? Like that's crazy. But
I think that was Miss October 2012 or 2013, I think is when she was.
yeah, I'm like, really? Like, but then again, let's be honest.
Don't listen to Alex. He has her whole back catalog.
You put you put my personal business out for the whole world to see. Let me stop. Let me stop. But I mean, that's an interesting move by Nintendo to go that route because
Yeah.
hell, even now I'm tempted. I'm tempted because I want to play Bayonetta, you know, but I'm still struggling with the fact that I don't want to get another console, man. Like if you see, I don't even have space for this stuff no more. But I'll make it work. I'll make it work. All right. In other news, um, The Xbox One supposedly may be getting a classic Resident Evil remake. Now, I sent the article to On Your Knees and New Gaming Order fans. If you go on the Facebook, a lot of news that we cover, like I get from Polygon, Kotaku, and just like all over the place. I stick it on there so you guys kind of can get it. Like I don't do the scripts anymore. I pretty much get the source and we just discuss them. So if you go on the Facebook and you check that out, like you have an idea of what we're gonna talk about, and then anything that we omit, you can always check those sources and leave comments below in the video. All right, but they're talking about a Resident Evil remake on TotalXbox.com, and I'm taking a look. A spruced up edition of the GameCube. You're right, Chris. The GameCube edition of the PlayStation Resident Evil for Xbox, Xbox One, and they have a trailer on the way. Interesting. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, hell, there's even a video out on OXM YouTube page. But I
I think it's likely. Actually, I pulled here. This is on Eurogamer. Due for release on PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360,
oh,
Xbox
okay,
One, or early next year.
okay,
So it may or may not be confirmed. This site's treating it like it is. Has it even been released yet?
yeah. I mean, if they're doing the old school ones where you had to, with the fixed camera angles and all that, I think
That's what
that
they're doing.
yeah, that
Yes.
would be slick. That would
Yes,
be
it's
slick.
HD. I think it's supposed to be an HD overhaul of the GameCube remake of the first one, from
That's
what I've seen.
that's good. And you know what? I think that would help move Resident Evil Revelation um units, because Resident Evil Revelations 2, when we in Shinwar saw it at Comic Con, it still has that gameplay like the other ones that the audience has come to resent, but they're trying to make it like Evil Within, where it's not all action, it's more like that like scary horror stuff that
They're trying.
Capcom.
They're trying to bring it back to the roots.
Yeah, so I mean that should be rather interesting. I mean, I'll definitely look forward to that. Oh, damn it, I should have put this in the Nintendo segment. Soon you can download Wii U and 3DS games before they're released. So pretty much Microsoft, Sony, and now Nintendo are doing like Steam, preloading games, you know, and you pay for them early or whatever, and then on midnight, boom, you can just start it up, you know. But I think we're in that age now where the consoles and PC lines are getting more blurred each generation, But I think that's a slick idea. All right, yeah,
Yeah,
on your knees. What are your thoughts on Nintendo
yeah,
going this route?
yeah. It. This is a good thing overall. I think also better for Nintendo. The more people you get to go to digital purchasing, that's a bigger cut Nintendo gets. There's no retailer they have to give an X percent, a certain percentage to. There's no shipping, materials to package, or anything like that. So this is a bigger share that Nintendo gets to keep. And plus, no, you don't have to worry about midnight releases or none of that nonsense, unless you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
miss that though. I mean, because I haven't
uh,
really,
I did a few of those too. I was with you, and I did a few of my own.
yeah.
But special, yeah, we did the Halo one in New York, didn't we?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That was a lot of people. Oh my god! And we had to get the heck out of there. There was no way we were waiting. I mean, the line wrapped around the freaking Best Buy
The
theater.
block.
It
Yeah,
was insane. And you know what? If Master Chief Collection does have a midnight, I just for old time's sake, I'm considering looking at a spot to do a little video, and plus we can upload it right there, But yeah, I'll talk to the staff and see what we can coordinate and whatnot. But I had another piece of news. Something was going on with Sony Drive Club, but you know what? I don't have too much information on it, so I will leave that for another day. Um, and with that, I think I pretty much covered what we were going to touch on today. I wish we had the rest of the staff because I know different perspectives flesh out things a little bit. But before we log off, There's On Your Knees made a good point about everything going digital. They'll get a bigger cut of their games or whatnot. But in the same right, if they're gonna do that, they gotta make the digital games cheaper. You have to give people an incentive, a reason to get the online downloadable. My point being is, okay, let's say I go ahead, I'm an early adopter, right? I go get, like, I got Sunset Overdrive. I should have been given a little bit of an incentive outside. I mean, they're saying you get extra costumes or get weapons or whatever. Honestly, I don't care about that stuff. I'm not the only one who thinks like that. I think that what they need to do to produce the physical disc or whatever, the labor involved in that, yeah, 59.99 or whatever. But if you get the digital, they should at least slash it like $10 or something. You know what I mean? Because think about it like this: if you sell more digital, you make it more attractive, more of a lucrative deal. You know what I mean? You're gonna actually make more that way than charging the same on both sides. I don't know. I'm just
Mm.
and
Well,
then you can't trade the game in. You know what I mean? It's digital. Yeah, that's it.
uh, well, that's going to be dependent on the publisher. There are some that cut discounts, like the makers behind Binding of Isaac. That's a randomly generated Zelda type game on the PC. And
Yeah.
actually, I think it is getting a Nintendo 3DS release, so that's a good news.
Okay.
I'll set you up with that one of these days. It's actually, you would probably like it. They're getting a discount if you own the first game. And for instance, Witcher 3, you get a 20% discount for pre-ordering it.
Hmm. You see that kind of stuff, I'm down
Yeah,
with. You know what I mean? Like, you'll
and
see me buy more of their stuff. You know?
yeah, for that sort of thing though, it's going to be on the publishers only. Like CD Project R, they have an awesome reputation.
Yeah.
Other publishers, not so much.
Yeah.
But the good thing with the digital is that they're more often willing to drop the price faster, because it's been shown. We had this discussion a while back. These Steam sales, or even it goes beyond games. I saw numbers for book sales. You drop the price to where you sell 8 times as much, and you make that much more money. So they're not stupid. They're aware that they're going to get some early adopters at full price. Then after a month, they'll
Mm.
lower the price, and that's the other thing. You don't see the savings up front in a lot of cases, but you see the savings down the line.
Mm.
So if
Yeah.
there's a game that you want to get but don't have the time for, you can wait, and then you're going to get it for 10, 20, half price, 10%
Mm.
off, 20% off, half price.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the benefits of digital is. And to your original statement that they should be discounted, I gave up that fight a long time ago.
Mm. Yeah, and you know what will piss me off too? Like, you get those games that are just like, all right, yeah, you buy it full price. Like, I got Rise Son of Rome. I got it in Afghanistan. I didn't play it, and Shinwar, I think he's calling. He's like, watch, that's gonna be a free game for live or whatever, and I'm gonna be hot, man. Like, that's just messed up, you know.
Yeah,
But
that game did not do well at all.
but you know what? It looks good. It looks really
Yeah,
good.
that's all it does though, is look
I
good.
mean, it is what it is, and that's why the sequel that was supposed to be in medieval times got canceled for whatever reason, But with that being said, new gaming order. We're about to sign off. Some announcements. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. Check us out on Screw Attack. I'm putting a lot of our video content on there. It's been helping with viewership as well. You know, um, and we're also going to be using Google Docs and actually putting like a program schedule. It should be coming in the next like 10 days. Like, On Your Knees will be streaming PC games. Goken 86 is gonna be streaming like some Wii games and PC. So Goken 86 and On Your Knees, they're like our Nintendo and Wii team, and then me, Shinwar, Nelson on the PS4 and the X1 will be handling a lot of that. I'm gonna start trying to do like open lobbies for Killer Instinct, Street Fighter 4. Nelson was streaming earlier today, which we just want to be a little more broad. I also have some Mugen content up this weekend. And whenever, if any of you guys are interested in joining us on a podcast, you can patch in live. Just give me a heads up. Me, On Your Knees, Noop, rest of the cast will be more than willing to bring you on and to share your opinions without being an asshole or anything. We don't want anything disruptive and whatnot. But before we go on your knees, you got any final words before we shut down?
Pimp clubs, host down West Side. I don't know. I got nothing.
What's I? All right, new game in order. We'll see you next time on our podcast. Peace.